Hello! Welcome to ARK, a complete series. Well, we've been getting a haircut, and I think it's time. Well, this base got a bit of a lick of paint as well, basically. It needs bringing up to date. I mean, I'm pretty much finished with the other base where we're just mostly using it for gathering resources, but it's time to do something about this base here, because it's still using the stone foundations. I mean, I'm still using a lousy bed over here, very basic to say the least. Still got some, old crafting stations, although I did get around to putting some dedicated storage in, but I could do with some more, especially because I've got the grinder here, and there's quite a few bits and pieces in here that, yeah, could be better stored, really. Now, I have actually been playing around with these tech grenades, because I was trying them in missions, because I still need to do all of these different missions. I was trying that yesterday, and interesting enough, this bulb dog fetch wasn't available for some strange reason, but it's back now. But I'm still trying to find out ways to do bulb dog fetch, for instance, and Maywing poach, because they're a bit of a pain to try and catch, to say the least. So I thought, oh, I wonder if tech grenades will do something, but no, they don't do it anything at all. So I need to find another strategy. And that's another good reason why I want to get this base done, because there is one thing I want to try out, and that's these tech crop plots. I want to see what they're like compared to the normal ones, because I mean, I'll try the vanilla ones as well as the S Plus ones, because sometimes S Plus does introduce extra features. But I've noticed that point there where it says it's a deployable device to promote plant growth using its own light source, which suggests to me it doesn't necessarily need the actual greenhouse, which is interesting. I'm sure I caught a sneak peek somewhere where it says you don't even... Yeah, this one says it produces its own water. Hence the reason why I want to compare the two. But I'm wondering about the fertilizer as well. It's like, do they even need fertilizer? I mean, that could be interesting to find out. Then our actual collectors over here could do with replacing, because there's new versions. There's S Plus, I think, was it the aggregators? I think they are. Yeah, the item aggregators. I started using those in the other base. There's a tech. We could put a tech trough in here, because they can keep the meat lasting longer. Although it's kind of a trade-off, because you still want spoiled meat, but that's the only trouble. Oh, speaking of meat, looks like we could do with some more actually. Just put that back. So kind of, as I say, it's a bit of a trade-off, because you want spoiled meat, but you still want to keep some meat around for the actual dinos to eat. Well, there's not that many of them, I must admit, but yeah. So this bed could definitely do with going, and a cupboard there, because I'm using that one just to keep like items that I keep a hold of. I mean, I was trying one of these where I got an actual dermis of the Maywing. I thought, oh, I'll try putting the actual dermis on one of these collectors, and well, the trouble is it then dissipated underneath the floor, so that's no good. Anywho, what we need to do is head back to the other base over here. And I'll have a look and see what kind of resources we've got. Actually, what kind of asteroids have we got? These look a bit interesting. What kind of asteroids are these ones? I don't quite recognise these. One thing that's been puzzling me of late, I must admit, is this furry thing that we've got on our shoulder. Because I got her in a simulation. We were on Genesis. So technically she's from a simulation. So I'm a bit puzzled now. If she's from a simulation, is she actually real? And for that matter, is this avatar actually real? It's like, jeez Louise. Ah, yes, now I recognise that. So that's element dust then. That's what we've got. Can we go faster? Slightly. Yeah, just suddenly dawned on me. I'm thinking, hang on a minute, I got her in a simulator. So how come she's been able to come across from Genesis 1 to Genesis 2? Because if Genesis 2, which is a spaceship that we're on, because we came out of Genesis 2, we came out of a, so like a pod, if you will, has been put into a simulator. And I'm now seriously scratching my head trying to think of how come she... Yeah. It's too complicated. Right, anyway. I need to go and find out what sort of resources we've got, because I think the first thing I want to try out is this actual crop plot. I mean, do I have to put it on a foundation? If so, I might have to add a lot more foundations to that other base than I've thought about. Or have I found it? That's the wrong... That always confuses me, I must admit. That... You always end up going to the wrong... I should put some sort of like big flag on top of here to sort of like make it obvious as to where the base is. There we go. We've got some gravity now. Ooh. Right, so let's see what we need to make one of these crop plots. So I'm going to try... Well, actually, I'll try the vanilla version because I can always convert it over to its S Plus version. So if we get it to make a normal one... Oh, we need some sand. Ah. Okay. Teleport across then. Why not? So that's interesting. So you need... Yeah, yeah, I suppose it makes sense in some respect you need sand. I mean, why not? Have I got any sand here? Oh yeah, we've got some. Probably because we've been grinding things. Right, let's go back. I must admit, this makes life a lot easier. Just being able to go backwards and forwards with a teleporter. Because you can do it in the vanilla version as well. So it's not like specific to S Plus. It's just the personal teleporter that's a feature of S Plus. Right, so top plot, crop plot would help if I put the actual ingredients in.
Crew members use this high-tech crop plot to garden all over the ship. Seems like you could use one to raise harvestable plants just about anywhere.
Okay. So I'm going to go out here because I want to see if this will work on a... on a bare metal surface, or do I need to place it on something? Oh yeah, you can. You can put it on anything. Cool. Okay, well... well... Tell you what, I think I'll put Polly back into a cryopod. Just make my life a bit easier. Hang on a minute, where am I getting this experience boost from? I've got an experience boost from somewhere. This is weird. That happens a few times. I mean, sometimes if you come across... Yeah, sometimes you come across sort of like explorer notes and what have you. Now that makes sense, but I've absolutely no idea where I've got this one from. It's like, what? I found an explorer note. Where? Where did I find an explorer note? Because normally what they've done recently is they've made some changes, so whenever HLNA finds an explorer note or you come close to one, she actually tells you about one. So I've no idea where that one's from. That's just weird, that. Right, anyway, what was I going to do? Oh yes, let's put this over here just for giggles. I'll have to find somewhere to set this all up. So if we put that down there. So, I'm assuming it needs, yes, it needs power. So, it says there's no fertilizer and there's no water. Interesting. So, I'll pick that back up because my server settings allow me to pick things up at any time. I don't think it'll work in here, to be honest. I mean, I've got water underneath there, but plunk that down there then. Yes, you'd still have to find a way to get it irrigated. I mean, I'd have to sort of like wire it up. I mean, with the S Plus, it's built into the foundations underneath that cooker, for example. So I'd have to basically put this probably close to water, or at least get water to it But it looks like you do at least need fertilizer. Now, you can put just the dung in, which, oddly enough, you don't have any. What happened to all the poop? Where'd all the poop go? Is he on? That thing's been sitting there for a while collecting poop, but there's no poop there. Okay, well what about my eggs then? Okay, so we've still got some eggs. So we're not getting any oil out of basil for some strange reason. Oh, plenty of oil pellets. Oil pellets, so at least something's working. So that's a thought. Are you actually producing any oil? Unless... How very odd. They normally produce oil. That was one of the reasons I left basil out, was to produce oil. Something very strange going on here. Anyway. So let's see what this thing's like compared to the S Plus version. Because I noticed that one says you don't even need any water. Hello. What's something swimming up? Looks like is that a Maywing? Anyway. Right, run a comparison then. Actually, I haven't said that. I was supposed to test it with greenhouses. So put that one in there. Get some more sand. Because I'd have to build a greenhouse. That's something. Actually, that's something I didn't test it out. Because I've got some greenhouse parts there. Ah, there it is. Looking for this crop pot and it's like, where's it gone? Right, let's put that back down again. So I know it doesn't work without water or without fertilizer. Ah, greenhouse effect, 0%. That doesn't make any sense. But using its own light source. Okay. I think I just want to make life confusing here. Right, let's go and make another one then. Because I'm going to need more than one anyway. So I want the S Plus version. Right, so that one's the vanilla version. This one is the S Plus version. So they're both saying they're powered. I haven't really seen much difference, to be honest. So yeah, it says you need a seed and you need fertilizer. Produces its own water. Okay. So I think that's the main difference is that one there. Hold on a tick, where's this getting water from? It's got 463 out of 1200, but it's not irrigated. That one's got 1200 out of 1200. What? What? This is just bizarre. So it's not irrigated, but it's got water. So that's got 0 out of 1200. That's got 1200 out of 12. I wonder if this is getting water. Because it's an S Plus version. And it was somehow it distributes it to this one. Let's try that again. I'm bouncing into people's tails here. Right, put that one back down. So this is the vanilla version. It's just a bit weird. But it looks like either way I'm going to have to get a greenhouse set up. I'm seriously tempted just to get another one just for the sake of running a comparison, because that one was saying it had some water in it. And I'm curious to know why. Anyway, what did I need? Oh yes, we need to start replacing all these bits and bobs. I think I'll just leave that one there. We'll head back over to the other base, because I want to get some bits and pieces from over here. So I definitely want a bed. We've got enough to make a bed. Oh, hold on a minute. There it is. So it comes under sleeping chambers or something. A sleeping pod, right? Yeah, so both of them will give you XP. Oh no! Oh, foobar. So what do we need? We need pelter or wool and 120 hide. So now I'm going to have to run all the way back again. Hang on. I don't know if I've got... Yeah, I don't know if I've got those. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't think hide's a problem. Right, what about... pelt. Yeah, we're doing fine. So let's just double check. So what did that need again then? So that needs... I'll grab some fibre. I can't remember whether I had needed fibre or not. So I'll get some of that. No, I don't want all of it. That'll do. Man, this is making life just so much easier. It would have just taken forever and a day to get backwards and forwards between these bases if I didn't have the teleporters. Right. One sleeping pod. Oh, yeah, I need to put them in here. I don't think I'll bother with a tech truck just because of the fact that I want that spoiled meat anyway. Right, have we got any? I've got one foundation. What do we do? Right, okay. I'll get some of those ramps. Ramps are another item that for some strange reason you can't grind on here. I don't know why. Don't really need any ceilings. See if we can make some more of these. Yes. The other thing I find out about this is that some things are like really, really quick to craft. Others are like really, really slow. Well, while that's busy beavering away doing that, we'll just pop back over to here and I'll swap my my little bed out. Oh, it's raining. That's broken my experiment. My experiment is now broken. Right. We'll pick that up. And we'll pick that up. Just trying to think of somewhere. I think I'll just put the bed down over here for now. Because I really need to replace all of these. There we go. So it's powered. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. If you keep the E key held down while you lie on the bed, it suddenly pops you back out again. For some bizarre reason. So there you go. I'm recovering vitals as well as experience now. I think what I'll do then, well, so let's have a look, see what bits and pieces we've got over here. Yeah, I could do with quite a few more. I mean, of these like dedicated storages to keep things in. Yeah, I thought as much. Let's head back over to here. See how we're doing with our tech foundations then. Oh, it's done. Right, in that case, I think the dedicated storage might go a bit quicker. Oh, we need 366 polymer. Right, in which case I need to get some more of these mantis. And get Molly to sort them out, get us more polymer. I mean, I can make a lot of polymer. I mean, I've got a lot of, it's like obsidian. We've got tons of chitin, I'm sure we have, yeah. Yeah, 278,000 seems, you know, quite... Oh no! Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a problem I can't get off. This is the one problem I find is like trying to... you put these things down, you just can't move. Trouble is they're quite brutal as well. Seriously? I can't do anything. Literally nothing. I can't even sort of like get on Molly to get Molly to beat them up or anything. I'm kind of stuck. How do you create a game that does this? Because like you don't have like an Okay, so they're all matured and I'm stuck on them. Trouble is they're all starting to breed. I'm gonna have to do it the hard way. Right. Yeah, I think they'd give you a better way to select deal with those. A lot of other games that give you like an unstuck option. But no, you need admin privileges on ARK. Right, so you've got those bits and pieces then. Give them over to her. Is there anything else? Was there another bag? Okay, fair enough. We'll have a floaty boat. Oh, jeez Louise. That's a lot. Yeah, I think I've got plenty of this stuff now. Poly for polymer. No, not her. I don't want to try and put her in there. Oh, oh, okay. So you're kind of like getting a bit full, are you? Right, you can have all of these bits and pieces then. Right. So I've got 3 now. See, that is very easy to do. It's not problems there. Oh, that's true. Right, so we've got plenty of that. So what have we got? Polymer's made over there, isn't it? So have we got enough? Ah. Yeah, I don't have any normal polymer, but I'll just stick with the organic polymer for now. Right, so I'm going to get on with this. I need to add in more dedicated storage, and I need to start replacing those foundations. I think I'm also going to make some more of those tech crop plots because I'm quite curious to test this out. I'm seriously wondering if the S Plus one is somehow having an impact on the vanilla one. Well, I've managed to replace all of these stone foundations that I had with tech foundations, and I've even replaced the railings as well. In fact, I've actually carried it on all the way around to here so far, and I think I might actually carry it on adding more all the way around this whole section, but I think that's about as far as I can go really for this area, because everything else is really industrial and there isn't like a tech equivalent of the grinder, for example, of the cooker or the oven, so they'll just have to stay as is. I mean, we've got tech generators, but that's about it, and I really only keep this for the sake of the Halloween events, for example. Any event that comes along, you need the actual vanilla cooking pot. But yeah, I quite like that. I do quite like these because they've got the lights. It would be useful if you could have changed the colour. You know, pick different colours, for example, or have some sort of like lighting of strobing going on or something. That would be quite cool. I can let you do that, but yeah, might be a bit too optimistic there. But I've added in more of the actual dedicated storage over there, and I think that's about as much as I need. At least that's as much as the type of things that I've found. It's a bit different because I'm finding different things over at the other base, but so far of things that have been, ground up and turned into other base materials, these are the sort of things I'm getting. Or if it's, stuff that I pick up from the loot drops, for example. So over here is where our area is, so I've got the actual tech sleeping pod over there, plus a couple of cupboards. I've got this one over here where I'm just keeping items that I'm collecting over time, stuff that I might need at some point. And here I've been started to collect sort of attributes, but I don't really think you need them. I think they're stopped at a certain point of needing tributes like this, but yeah, if I get them, I'll keep them anyway. Now, one thing I've put in actually is this platform smithies. It's made by the same dev who does the S Plus mod, but I quite like it just for the sake of I like to have somewhere where I keep things, and it's, I don't know, it just has like a sort of like a centralized map sort of cartography thing, so like a command and control area. But I also like it because, just out of curiosity, see if I can. There you go. It's somewhere where I can keep keep your shoulder pet on. So she can sort of like sit on there, you see, when I go to sleep. That's quite cool. So pick her back up. And then over here what we've got is the actual tech transmitters. Just simply because I'll be able to use them, for like the dyno scanners. Now, one thing I have done is I've replaced the original item collectors. Now, I don't know what was up with the original one that was gathering poop, because I went away from the base, came back again, and all of a sudden it was full, so there was something a bit odd going on, but I've since replaced them with the tech versions, the item aggregators. So I've got one for poop, one for eggs, and this one's actually even been picking up some wild dino eggs, which is interesting. But otherwise it picks up the different ones from the Maywings, and the Maywings are quite interesting, because although you'll get Maywing eggs, they do give you the different types of eggs, you know, so I can be able to just stick to using those to produce all the different types of kibble I need. Now, I have kept one for oil. I haven't bothered with one for the owl pellets because Ozzy's now over at the other base. I'll leave him there. So if I'm not using him, it makes sense to leave him there so he can spit out his owl pellets to help the gatchers. But I'm still a bit puzzled as to why the oil isn't working, because, you know, Basil's over there in the water, but for some reason I'm just not getting any oil from him. But either way, I'll still keep that oil one to one side. Now, I have built a greenhouse, because these things do benefit from a greenhouse effect, so we're actually up to 337.5%. Now, these are the S Plus version. If I use the vanilla version, the greenhouse effect is still the same. If I use a normal crop plot, their greenhouse effect's about, I think that was 300%. So these tech ones do give you a better greenhouse effect. Basically, I'd imagine it's because they've got these lights on them, and it makes no difference if it's the vanilla version or the S Plus version. The result's the same. I think the only real benefit I'm getting out of these is that these ones didn't need to be hooked up to the water supply, whereas the vanilla version did. So if I'd been using vanilla, I would have placed it closer to the water over there. But it's actually going pretty quickly, I must admit. I mean, I've already got my my long grass growing. So over here we're growing citronal. Over here we've got the rock carrots going, and over here we've got the sabo root. So at this stage I'm only really growing the vegetables. I can get tons of berries out of that tech strider I've got. So I'm not really sure there's any point in growing berries like I used to, because once when I used to grow like the narco berries, for example, the stim berries, measure berries as well, but I don't really see any need for those. It's more the vegetables. I need those particularly for either if we're going to be doing any taming and not taming, if we're doing any breeding and then imprinting, I'm going to need vegetables potentially. Sometimes they ask for them, but they also can get used in some of the actual kibble that you produce. And the reason I'm interested in that is as part of that imprinting. I mean, I don't necessarily need the kibble to do any more taming. It's more for the imprinting, because my server settings are just so fast that I can't really put the baby into a cryopod and then pop it back out so that the imprinting requirement changes. They just mature so quickly, but it doesn't work for me. So I've got to make sure I've got all the right kibble, for example, that they might ask for. I mean, they'll ask for walks, they ask for cuddles, that sort of stuff. But if they do ask for, you know, kibble, I need to make sure I've got that on hand. And I am thinking of sort of like going out and taming something else on this map, just because of the fact that these missions, they're a bit of a pain, I must admit. Trying to do bulldog fetch, for example, or Maywing poach. So I'm going to try a different strategy and see if that works, because so far I've got an ascendant rifle. I picked up this tech bow. So this is like an apprentice one. I picked that up in a loot drop at some point, but yeah, I'm really struggling to get these things knocked out quickly enough. So I need a different approach, and I think that's where I need to start thinking about taming something else. So no real plans to do anything more in that area. I am thinking of putting up a shelf similar to what I did for the owls and the gatchers over on the other side, just so I can keep the Maywings off the main floor. Leave the rest of this pretty much open, and then I'll just go around here. I think I'll just put some railings up, rather than putting something stairs everywhere. I think I'd rather have the railings just to make it a bit different, I suppose. But quite like that, I must admit. It's an interesting style, I must admit. But I don't really see much point putting in a roof on. I mean, yeah, it's going to rain. Nobody around here is complaining. At least I haven't heard anybody. And I mean, if we go to sleep, we'll end up in a sleeping pod anyway, so that's not really that big of a deal. So I'm quite happy to leave this whole area open. But yeah, still quite a lot to do because of those missions, and some breeding, and some taming, and that's all for another episode.